how formal learning environments have tried to integrate games and tools that kids know from their personal environments and brought them into schools. And then I think Jeroen was saying as well that kids kind of refuse. They say, hey, this is to do with my personal environment. Don't, you as a teacher, don't talk to me about Facebook. So there is this this difference between formal learning environments and personal learning environments that kids are, or personal environments that kids are used to, and how to integrate them. You have to be careful. Then we started talking a lot. Oh yeah, this thing I think was also very important. How can we get the notion of gaming away from the computer? Because in developing countries, it's not computer-centric anymore. It's mobile phone-centric if there's computers at all. And if you really want to interact with something that is not on the computer, what is an alternative there? So then, finally we came back to that, saying, okay, the role of the mobile phone, but we'll come back to that. We also went into, the role of the mobile phone. We also went into games. There's some examples that were shared of games that were developed here in the North to engage Northern or Western students with international topics. For example, Farmville, for those of you that are addicted, or The Fur is Dying, or the idea came up from how could we, for example, develop entrepreneurial games for kids to be able to set up their own shops and learn, productive skills, entrepreneurial skills through gaming. Or Food Forest by the World Food Programme. And then I think, then here we were more about creating local capacity to develop games. So, these are all developed in the North for Northern kids, but about issues related to the South. So is there an opportunity in using youth to develop skills amongst youth in developing countries to develop their own kind of games, which they think are relevant, for example? I think that's more or less it. And then we went back to this very essential topic that, but how do you really start developing skills? How do you start interacting? And it really starts with having your own computer. If you see kids here, whether it's on TV or whether it's on the computer, it really starts with, this is mine and I have space to play, I have space to create. But how many kids in developing countries have their own computers? It's not really realistic. So we came back to the mobile phone. And then we started talking about different applications that kids or youth in developing countries could use to develop their own games, their own quizzes, their own animations. So it's not done in the North for them. So how could we then make these kind of tools, for example, available offline at the telecenters where perhaps you don't need to be so dependent on internet? So if there are computers, could we, for example, make sure that all of this is available? And where there aren't computers, could games be developed for the mobile phones? Could people in the countries be developing games for the mobile phones so that kids can engage and send them to each other and share what they've made, etc.?